Look, he's worked his tail off. He's really putting a lot of work, as all those guys are. But you could tell on the mental side of the game and learning the system and calling it and having that rhythm to it. He's put a lot of work and time and effort into that. And then when you do that, the game starts to slow down and you can focus on finding completions. And he's done a nice job of that as camps progress.
Coaches, I thought, did a really nice job over these last few days of looking at everything we're doing offensively, defensively, special teams. So we've identified a lot of things that we want to do better, a lot of areas where we feel like we can improve, areas where we feel like we can adapt, and that's where having this after 8 games is important, where you can learn a lot from yourself and then get ready for a 9-game season, obviously with the first one coming up versus Jets.
For the second straight year, Kevin Stefanski has surrendered play-calling duties to his offensive coordinator. This time, it's Tommy Rees taking over for the remainder of the season. But here's what nobody saw coming. Rees isn't just tweaking the playbook. He's preparing to unleash Shedeur Sanders as the starting quarterback, and he's doing it with 0 apologies. This isn't rumor mill garbage. This is a full-scale quarterback revolution happening right now in Berea, and it might be the biggest turning point this franchise has seen in a decade. Subscribe this channel if you love Shedeur. Comment SS100 if you want Shedeur to start in the NFL. Listen to how Rees talks about Sanders. This isn't typical coach speak. The man's practically glowing when he describes Sanders' work ethic.
So for the second year in a row now, Kevin Stefanski is handing play calling duties over to his offensive coordinator. Just announced today that Kevin Stefanski will relinquish his play calling duties to offensive coordinator Tommy Rees for the remainder of the season. So we speculated all bye week what was going to change coming out of the bye. Were they going to make it?
Sanders has been living in the film room, mastering every blitz, every coverage, every defensive tendency. He's the first one in the facility and the last one out. He's throwing routes with receivers after hours, building chemistry while the janitors lock up. This is what franchise quarterbacks do, except Sanders has been stuck waiting for someone brave enough to hand him the keys.
I think Tommy Rees is more in the mindset of understanding what college players are seeing and what college players have done, and putting those individuals in a position to run some of the things that they're more comfortable with.
But here's where it gets real. Rees explained that when a player works like Sanders does, the game starts to slow down. That's when quarterbacks see windows before they open, predict defensive moves before they happen, and feel pressure before it arrives. According to Rees, Sanders has already crossed that line. The mental side isn't an obstacle anymore, it's his weapon. Meanwhile, Kevin Stefanski acts like Sanders doesn't exist. Every press conference, reporters ask about Shedeur, and Stefanski dodges like he's running from a sack. He won't say Sanders' name unless cornered, and when he does talk quarterbacks, it's all Dillon Gabriel, all the time.
If I can ask a super quick follow-up on that, why wouldn't you, just to see if it does anything to the offense, give him an opportunity to go in there and play?
Yeah, obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
But anyone watching these games knows Gabriel looks overwhelmed. He's staring down receivers, panicking under pressure, and taking sacks he should escape. Once defenses got tape on him, they cracked his code. Now every Sunday is the same nightmare. Disguised coverages baiting him into mistakes, pressure forcing bad throws, and momentum dying on the vine. The contrast between Rees and Stefanski is electric. One coach is building his guy into a leader. The other pretends the future of the franchise is invisible. Here's the bombshell. Insiders say Rees has given Sanders first-team reps. That's massive. Sanders isn't running scout team drills anymore. He's taking control of the real game plan, facing the starting defense and building chemistry with the top receivers. The feedback? Straight fire. Everyone watching says Sanders is carving up the defense. His deep balls have perfect arc and drop right where only his receivers can catch them. His mid-range passes hit guys in stride. His short game is quick, clean, and deadly accurate. This is exactly what Cleveland's offense has been starving for all season.
If Zach Jackson and him and everybody else that we talked to have said that Shedeur looks good, he looks really good.
Yes.
He looks better. And we got Zach that say Dylan Gabriel ain't even an NFL quarterback.
That's true.
So how is it that this man can't get a rep with the ones, but that non-NFL quarterback can?
We all
what
agree with
sense
that.
does that make?
Sanders learned to stay cold-blooded at Colorado under Deion. Every game was a headline, every throw dissected by critics. He became a sniper under that pressure, calm when chaos exploded around him, clutch when other quarterbacks crumble. Tommy Rees is betting that same DNA is about to save Cleveland from collapse.
Shedeur Sanders, as a veteran, what's impressed you the most on how he's approached the game?
The time he takes, showing up early. Coach's office is easily seen when you walk in the building, and almost every morning you see him in there, talking through plays, talking through schemes with coach, and making sure that he's ready for his moment when he gets called up.
Myles Garrett, Mr. Professional, the heart and soul of this team, finally snapped. When a guy like Myles steps to a mic and lets it fly, that's not frustration, that's a 5-alarm fire. Garrett called out the coaching staff directly. He's sick of the quarterback carousel, tired of watching the same broken system spin while the offense stays stuck in neutral. His message was clear. Stop preaching, start producing. Just win football games.
To start winning.
I'm frustrated. I want to win. I would throw the whole performance away for a win.
Week after week, Garrett's putting on a masterclass, terrorizing quarterbacks, stacking sacks, dragging this defense forward while the offense trips over itself. He signed that massive extension because he believed in the vision. What's he gotten? Chaos, mediocrity, and disappointment.
Myles Garrett just set a franchise record with 5 sacks in a game, and they lost 32-13 because Kevin Stefanski is not what's doing in the best interest of the team.
From social media to sports radio to inside the locker room, the message is deafening. Give Shedeur Sanders the job. This isn't just about losing games. It's about losing belief. When a locker room feels like their hard work doesn't matter, the spirit breaks. That's exactly what's happening right now. Then came the moment that might have ended Stefanski's career for good. When asked about Sanders, he said, "Sanders isn't part of my plans." Cold, dismissive, final. None of it adds up. What most people believe? Stefanski is terrified that if Sanders balls out, it'll expose his loyalty to Gabriel as one of the worst decisions in Browns history.
Say the Browns start actually winning a couple games. Now, Stefanski, you got to get fired. Because imagine a world where your quarterback is better than you. Imagine a world where your quarterback is more desired than you. The fan base already gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. The world gravitates towards Shedeur Sanders. Does he have his haters? Absolutely. But jersey sales gravitate towards Shedeur Sanders. There's not a world now where Shedeur can go ball and Kevin Stefanski can continue to be the coach.
Cleveland knows what it wants. The fans are done waiting. The analysts are done sugarcoating. Even players are reportedly saying what everyone's thinking. Make the move that's staring you in the face. Tommy Rees sees what Stefanski either can't or won't admit. This season's slipping away fast. The locker room's fractured. If something bold doesn't happen soon, everything collapses into wasted potential. While Stefanski clings to his sinking ship, Rees is trying to grab the wheel. He's not gunning for Stefanski's job out of ego. He's trying to save the Cleveland Browns from completely imploding. Shedeur Sanders isn't next up. He's the guy right now. Whether Stefanski accepts it or not, the revolution has already begun. And it's got Shedeur Sanders' name stamped all over it in bold, blazing letters. The pressure is building louder every single day. The question isn't if anymore, it's when. When will Cleveland finally pull the trigger and hand Sanders the reins? One thing's certain, this city deserves better than what we've been watching, and Shedeur Sanders just might be the answer we've been waiting for. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. It helps us keep bringing you real, unbiased news on the Cleveland Browns and the NFL. Signing out, peace.